guys, it's Hank. Today's video is just about kind of like working as an author in today's world where it's difficult to get things published and be able to have a publisher that you can trust. Because, I mean, as if you were to invent anything or write anything, and I've gone through this personally. It seems like every good idea I've ever had is stolen and used by somebody else that didn't do the real work. And I know they say all writers are thieves, and we borrow ideas from other people. I mean, that's how we build and grow as a society and as writers and thinkers. We draw on the works of others. And I think I made a video a while back about imagination or intelligence and the difference between machine learning and, you know, human thought and creative constructs, which is really, those ideas are borrowed from Hume, and I just distilled them down and tried to bring in some things that are pertinent to us in today's society or today's technological world or whatever. So today's quote is, man's nature is evil. Goodness is the result of conscious activity. And that's Zunzi, who was a Chinese philosopher from way on back in the day. I think, 340 to 245 BC. The Chinese civilization is a very old civilization. So it's well worth looking at Eastern philosophy and all these things, whether it be Han Peizai or, you look all the way back to all these different dynasties, but I digress. That's not the point of this video. I just love history. And I've got some novel ideas, and I'm already kind of like 2/3 of the way through the book, but if I knew a publisher that I could trust, or so maybe some published authors or something could lead me in the right direction. And because I'm just so tired of having my work stolen and used. I mean, when I was working in the insurance industry, I did very well, and I came up with novel approaches to old problems. Instead of following just part and parcel traditional wisdom, I went out and, I did do a great deal of reading. I tried to take the best of those ideas and do something different than what everybody else was doing. And it led to success. But then as soon as I did, or create something, everybody jumps onto that, and they just steal it, and then they don't even do it very well. They just ruin the whole thing because they didn't generate the idea, so they don't know how to carry that plan all the way through. And that's just the type of theft that comes from people that are, number one, thieves, and two, intellectually kind of. So, anyway, this video is not about me just complaining, but I like to do that. I could do that. I just need a trustworthy publisher, because there are just way too many scam artists out there nowadays. I mean, there's so much theft in the patent and copyright arenas that, our artists can't make a living. And inventors, any good inventor refuses to invent, because you're going to get ripped off. And you send it to the patent office, and you never know who's going to get it, or who it's going to be sold to, and you just be robbed of your brilliant ideas. So it's just, to me, it's no incentive. There's very few incentives to invent or to write beyond inventing and writing things for myself and a small audience. About 2/3 of the way through it, and I haven't figured out what the title is going to be yet, but personally, some people will come up with a title and write a book around a title, but I like to generate an idea and then title the idea, or title the book, or I'll come up with like a big long title or something, a general concept. But titling is so important. I have some ideas. I haven't decided on what the title is going to be yet. Until the book is finished, I won't really know the quality of the work to have it titled properly. Again, I digress. And there's some solid analysis in chapter 67, and I call it Blinding Dawn. It's pretty cool stuff. And it's basically a dawning of a new age of American freedom, innovation, and thought. It's to integrate the civilian population back into the nation of laws. And the main character is kind of like a Matthew Broderick war game style character. And every writer, author knows that characters are the most important part of any story. I mean, without the characters, you don't really have substance. It ends up reading like a manual instead of a really good story. Lots of intrigue. There's already a fair amount of intrigue in the book. And the main character comes in contact with an off-planet civilization and teams up with humans from Iron Mountain to defeat a group of mantids who feed on human thought. And I drew a lot of inspiration for this novel from Pechenik. I mean, the man is creative. There's no doubt about that. The late great Tom Clancy. I've read a lot of his books. I've always enjoyed his books. The Cold War intrigue, Jack Ryan, kind of cool stuff. And Walter Bosley, an author that I just recently found, and I really enjoy his conversations, although as poor as I am, because I am poor, because I'm not into getting ripped off and having my ideas taken advantage of until I can have some assurance that my ideas are not going to be totally ripped off. I mean, one would think we're living in a capitalist society where you could sell good ideas, but I don't know. I guess that's neither here nor there. That would probably be a political discussion for another day. But I've really enjoyed listening to guys like Walter Bosley or Bosley. I'm sorry. I wish you would maybe in the future you'll tell me exactly how you like to pronounce your name. And I've really enjoyed the works of J.P. Farrell. And if Christmas is good to me this year, maybe the gods will bestow upon me some of these fine texts. And maybe, well, I don't trust Pechenik, and Clancy's dead, so maybe a great author like Walter Bosley will kind of help send me in the right direction so I don't get scammed, so I can find a publisher that I trust to, write the novel that I think everybody will really enjoy. So, it's been Hank. I'll catch you on the flip side.